Yo, what up, guys? So today I want to talk about Dwarven Realms. Now, if you haven't heard of this game, it just came out the other day and it pretty much checks all the boxes of a really fun ARPG. Now, if you've been here before, if this is your first time here, then you'll quickly find out that I love all things ARPG and I dabble in a lot of really fun games like Path of Exile, Diablo 2, and Diablo 4. I like games like this, and I like games that give me a character, let me create my character, find loot, kill mobs, and feel rewarded for my time playing the game. And Dwarven Realms has managed to do exactly that. This is a game that, I didn't know what to expect. I got told about it, I downloaded it and tried it with no expectations at all, and it completely blew me away. Now, the reason I'm making this video today is because, well, as a Path of Exile player and somebody who likes ARPGs and like feeling the rush and the dopamine of killing mobs and getting loot, well, this pretty much sells it. This is like awesome. This is great. This does a lot of the things that I personally want to happen in a game. Now, if I bring up Steam and I look at the game, it's relatively on the cheaper side too. And, for it's like $5. It's $3.74 at the time of recording. I believe it is actually on sale from $5. And for a $5 game, it's pretty much checking all the boxes. Now, it doesn't have a lot of reviews at the time of recording because it just came out. And today I'm just going to talk to you about it and my experience with it and so forth and how it's been. From my understanding, the season in Dwarven Realms resets every roughly 30 days, and maybe every like 45 days. And you have the opportunity when playing Dwarven Realms to make a brand new character and start on Eternal or start on Season. In Season, your stuff will get reset, but it's pretty much just like 2D or 3D Vampire Survivors. You make a character, you choose male or female, you randomize the name, you choose how your character wants to look, and you just pretty much create a character and go in. My character currently is level 116, and I'll pretty much just show you what gameplay looks like and just kind of walk you through it. The game in itself is really interesting. You have a lot of really cool skins that you can get depending on what you want to do. This is actually what my character looks like. We have an Iron Bear, we have a Pharaoh, we've got, Angel, Nun. Like, it's really interesting. The game has everything that you want in an ARPG element. You have your character, you have your gear slots, you have your stats. All of your stats do something from increasing your damage to increasing the experience you gain. You have materials and tons of crafting materials that you get. You actually even get to the point where you build a base. Well, you don't actively build a base, but as you progress and play through the game, you get a base. And one of the really cool things about your base is at any given time, you can just destroy everything in your base, which makes it really interesting. Dwarven Realms constantly rewards you with an overflowing amount of loot, as you see that just like flash through your entire screen. And you can just, pretty much in your base, ride all around, check your DPS, blow things up, get loot, and you can even like craft gear. This game has an entire crafting system where you could put weapons in. You can alter what kind of things they do. You can change all the stats. You can upgrade your gear. You can just pretty much do everything. There's crafting stations for materials. There's respec stations. You can upgrade all the workbenches. It just, in terms of like character building and like world building, it has a lot of what I want in a game. And it does it really well. It also, unlike other games that I've played in the past, gives you tons and tons and tons of stash space, which to me is a huge plus, an absolute monstrous huge plus. But enough about the basics of like that. Let's talk about the game and the gameplay and what it feels like. The game has a wide variety of different weapons. You have spears, mauls, and staves, two-handed, one-handed, archery, and magic weapons. Each one of these weapons has their own unique skill tree, and as you play with the weapon, you'll gain experience in the weapon, and you'll get, as you can see here, stats that will increase the overall base of the weapon and make the weapon type stronger. And you get to actively build all of your gear around your weapon type. Like if I look through a lot of my gear, it has a lot of archery damage, a lot of critical strike damage. And, depending on how you personally prefer to play games like this, you get to pick and choose and craft your character and craft its stats and your base stats on all of your gear towards that weapon type. Even the leaderboard shows you players are playing all different kinds of weapon types and they're progressing through the game really, really well, doing all kinds of different things. Essentially, if you like a weapon type and you invest the time and you play, it does really well. It does kind of, though, look like two-handed swords are probably leading the pack. And if you're kind of like into the meta thing, that might be a thing to look into. But overall, you know, you get to choose your weapon type. You get to scale your enormous Path of Exile style tree towards your weapon type. You get all different things that give you all kinds of bonuses to damage. This gives you armor and health. This gives you elemental damage. You have increased strength and fire damage, more base damage, and you get to pretty much just build your character in the weapon type that you want to play. And while yes, at first this looks very overwhelming, as soon as you start looking at it and realizing what the nodes do and reading them, it's not that bad. Unlike Path of Exile, where you're just kind of like, wow, none of this makes sense at all. And there goes on for like 18 pages. Though I love Path of Exile, this one is a pretty much condensed skill tree. From my understanding, you get skill points up until level 200, and then after level 200, you get nothing but agility points. That's going to be my plan, just getting agility points. But after level 200, you continue to get stat points. You have a respec station, so at any given time, you can just respec and do everything that you want, and then you just pretty much build your character and go into the world. The world in itself is relatively massive. I know. I actually was kind of blown away when I first saw this, and I didn't really know what to expect. But the TLDR for the world is you start at level 1, you go to level 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and you work your way all the way up to level 35. Once you get to zone at level 35, it unlocks the rest of the world. The world is pretty massive, and you at any given point get to choose where you go and how you handle it. Do you need materials from the mountains? Do you need materials from the Firelands? Do you need materials from the hinterlands? You get to pick your path and carve your way to victory how you, the player, choose to play. And to me, that's really kind of cool. Like, if I wanted to go to the mountains, I can go to the mountains and I can find a difficulty level for me that works. Now, you see this little skull here. This means that the little skull, it does tell you somewhere when you go into it that the skull means it's like way too hard for you. And there's dungeons. You can get keys for dungeons. I did a couple of these dungeons, and some of these dungeons are really hard, and they really just kind of like kick you in the teeth, but like they're so damn rewarding. Like, so rewarding. And it just feels, I'm seeing if I have any keys so I can go into a dungeon. I think I've used all my keys when I was streaming earlier. We were actually streaming this game live earlier on Twitch, and I had a blast. A bunch of the community has been playing it. We were streaming it over on YouTube too. So if you actually want to see me play this game instead of just kind of like talking about it, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, because that subscribe button will send out notifications for more videos like this. And, you know, if I go live on YouTube, which I pretty much do almost every day, you guys can come check out the live stream and see the game for yourself firsthand. But anywho, you get to pretty much start at level 1, go all the way to level 5, and then after that, you get to pick and choose where you want your character to go. Now, me, for example, we'll just go to this nice zone right here. We'll just go check it out and just kind of see what the game has to offer in terms of damage and stuff and how it plays out. When you first zone into an area, you'll notice in the top left, it tells you that you're at a nice level with a timer ticking down. This timer tells you how long you have until you need to beat this level, and it has a time essence. As I progress through the level, and as I start killing mobs and doing things, my time essence will start to fill. And you see right away, we're destroying a lot of the world, we're getting a lot of resources and materials, and I'll just pretty much just run around. Oh my god, I'm dying. I'll pretty much just run around and do my best to not die, kill all the mobs, and just grab loot. Now, I actually have a pet that picks up my loot for me, which is really nice. If my pet doesn't pick up loot, you can see like there's all loot on the floor right there. I just go run over the loot and it'll start to like grab some of the loot for me. As we kill mobs, you see the time essences is filling up. Oh my god, there's so many mobs. This is really what I absolutely positively enjoy about this game. It's like, it is just a non-stop, unending amount of mobs. You sit there, you kill them, you kite them, you get new gear, you get new upgrades, you get new abilities on weapons, and then you just get loot. You see, I have time essence. I can open these crates with my essence. I get coins. I get all kinds of materials. Oh my god, don't touch the laser beam, you'll die. And you just pretty much just run around and you just kill mobs and get loot. For $5 to kill a bunch of mobs and kill some time and get some loot, it honestly doesn't get better than that. And then there's things and events in the map like this time event where just more mobs spawn and more mobs. And you know, you play this like vampire survival style game where mobs are spawning non-stop. You have abilities, you can shoot your bow and arrow, you can cast your magic, you can use your maul or your mace, you can do a whirlwind spin to win, you have swords that attack, and you just pretty much build your character and get all different skills. Now, one thing that's really cool is you'll see on my bow here, I have Cyclone Frenzy and Flame Stride Shot. If I put on another bow, I have new skills that are tied to the weapon in itself. And you can see I have Rain of Arrows here, and I could just fire down Rain of Arrows. Now, this second bow is not as powerful as the first bow that I have. This bow hasn't been crafted up. This is just something that I kept on me to show you guys different weapon types and different abilities. But you can see that, like, the bows in themselves, they all have different abilities in what they do. Okay, wait, actually, maybe this bow is actually insane and the ability on it is like way better than I was giving it credit for. And I'm really glad that I kept it for this video because things are definitely dying fast. I'm pretty sure the Rain of Arrows is actually triggering my fire orbs faster than the other bow is triggering it. So maybe we actually keep this and upgrade this a little bit. I'm pretty convinced this is really cool. Now, while you're progressing through the levels, you'll see right away that we are getting more and more time essence. I did spend a little bit of time. Oh God, we don't want to die that. I did spend a little bit of time essence earlier in the map because I wanted to show you guys what it looks like to get some loot from the map and how things go. But we're going to pretty much save our time essence now, and we're going to fill up this bar and get it rolling. As soon as you fill up the time essence and get it to where you need it to be, and it's filled up, you're going to see right away that it says the Rupture Lord Arena can now be opened. So as soon as you do that and you see that, you have this big beam of flashing light that's screaming, hey, hey, come over here. We spend our essence and this wall breaks and we get to come in and just go to the arena. Now, when we have the arena, you'll notice there's a boss. The boss has a nice little health bar, and we pretty much are just going to spend their time trying to kill the boss. Now, if you're new to this game, let me tell you, these fire orbs, they are really overpowered and they are really strong. And I don't expect these to stay as strong as they are in this game. And I'm pretty sure this dev is going to be like, hey, man, creator's going to be like, yo, bro, oh, no, please. Okay, we almost died. Mechanics, you actually have to do something. Oh, we're dead. Oh, we're not dead. Okay, anyways. I'm pretty sure they're going to see how powerful these are if they don't already know, and these are probably going to get nerfed. But, I mean, if they don't, I mean, we're just going to use a little bit of fire orbs, bro. We're going to kill some mobs with some fire orbs. But, you know, as you saw right there, there were mechanics in this boss fight. I did have to go into that little green orb. Unlike some of these other games, it does have mechanics, and I do think it's kind of cool that it has a little bit of mechanics. I get a kick out of having to do things sometimes in these games instead of just like running and gunning. But I mean, like, to be honest, the running and gunning is pretty sweet. Now, if we ever do manage to kill this boss and we ever do find the time to get it to walk into the fire orbs and explode, because that was exactly what we wanted to do, please, you know, eventually it'll die and eventually you'll get to see what the end of the map looks like. We'll probably get a ton of experience. I assume we're going to level once or twice, which would be really nice. I would really like to level, you know, and you saw my character's a little bit under geared for this zone. I don't kill things as fast as I would like, but, you know, we get through it and it feels good. As soon as you kill the boss and everything is set in stone, you're rewarded with a nice little treasure chest that gives you all kinds of materials. It would take an entire another video to go over all of the materials and what they do and how they work. But the game itself, while a little overwhelming at first, does start to make sense the more you play it. And you start to understand what you need to craft, what you don't need to craft, where you need to go. You start looking at the leaderboard and seeing what other people are playing, and it starts really to piece it together. There is a lot of creative freedom, and you are encouraged to explore and try different things. But I mean, Fire Orb's pretty strong at the time of recording. I'm sure that's gonna change. But we do the rupture, we clear the boss, and then we unlock and discover brand new powers. So like now for our helmet, we can get critical strike damage for 10 points of dex, which was really crazy. We get to open some crates. We get to craft some gear. Actually, like this one is of the ranger, and we're a ranger. We're actually going to craft this really quick, and we're going to hope that thing doesn't suck. And then, you know, you just get other stuff. You get other containers. In the bottom right, you see that I'm getting all the loot. And, you know, you're just rewarded for playing the game, and it feels good, and it feels, well, easy is probably not the word, because it's not really that easy. It's actually a pretty difficult game, and the deeper you get into it, but when you start it right away, it's pretty relatively easy. But as you it's really easy to start, but pretty hard to master. But yeah, as you start playing through the game, you start getting different amounts of loot, and you start getting different things, and you start finding different things. It starts to be really, oh, this thing looks crazy. It's not better than my pure archery one though. This thing looks crazy too, but my current one is better. My current one is better. Unlucky. And yeah, you just get to play the game, get new loot, you get to upgrade gear, you have an unending amount of upgrades that you could put into some of your items, like this item, for example. You know, those little triangles we just used, upgrades it infinitely, and it's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And, you know, I can go on and on and on and on and just rant pretty much nonstop, but like I said, for a $5 game that I just get to go into a map, shoot a bunch of mobs, kill a bunch of things, create a world, blow up my entire world at any given point. It feels, honestly, it feels really good. And as you progress through the game and you do things, you get new, you know, new stuff. You get dailies that you get to do. Your character advances to alternate advancement points. So you get an alternate advancement tree for the EverQuest players in the room. You have an assistant that'll do dungeons for you. You can join a guild and make your own little guild, and your guild gets bonuses, and you can see people have guilds, and there's fellowships, and you can level your fellowship, which is the guild, and you can go to the guild realm, which I haven't actually did. I didn't realize it was going to just teleport me there, but I mean, you know. But anyways, it's honestly, like, no joke. It has been a really cool game and a lot of fun, and I really want to make this video because, like, if you're like me and you play Path of Exile or you play Diablo or you like these like Vampire Survivor games, it's a pretty good game. And, you know, I just wanted to get my 2 cents out there about it. If you like this game or you've tried it and you join the Discord, you know, let them know. Just be like, oh my God, I saw this video. It was great. Or if you want to leave a comment down below, if you are playing it or you want to share your build or talk about what you're doing, let us know down below. It'd be really helpful. If you're looking for people to play with, I really encourage you guys to join my Discord. My Discord is insanely active. There are always people playing a bunch of different games. Currently, we're playing Path of Exile, Black Desert Online. A bunch of people have been playing this. And, you know, I encourage you guys to come over to the Discord. But for now, friends, I'm going to get this video out to you guys. And I'm actually going to go play some more of this because I really like it. And I kind of want to, like, progress. My buddy Blossom's like level 250. My buddy Jesse's like $150. I kind of want to catch up to everybody. So that's my current plan. I really want to do that. But for now, friends, I'm going to get this video out to you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.